Hey Sagittarius, it's Empress Rose here. Welcome to your reading. These are general readings. We're going to take what works, leave what doesn't, as with everything in life. If I don't catch your wavelength or storyline here, check your other major placements. And if you haven't already, please do hit that subscribe button. It helps other people find my channel and it makes me very happy. All right, we're starting with Moonology deck for an intuitive vibe of where we're going, and then we'll move on to the Waite Smith Deck for a more traditional spread, a very traditional deck with a fairly traditional spread. All right, Sagittarius, emotions are running high. Supermoon, you know how you feel. Something's very obvious, something's very clear. The feelings are either intense or just very obvious. This is not the moon card, even though it is Moonology. This would be like the sun card in our standard deck. It's just real clear. There's a lot of clarity. This is all the light we're going to get out of this deck. It's as light and as clear as possible. How you feel or how somebody feels. Nobody's hiding anything here. Balance spirituality and practicality. Seems pretty obvious, apparently. This supermoon is like the Captain Obvious card. Like something's really clear. And then we have balance spirituality and practicality. This is meditation. This is balancing, both doing both. It's full moon in Pisces. So we're doing both things. We're balancing the spirituality and the practicality. Where are my words? They're like, we're going, yep. Guess that's all I'm going to be saying about that card. So balancing your responsibilities with your dreams, how you feel with what you've actually got to accomplish today. So taking time for both of those things, those practical to-do lists, the work ahead of you, while also taking time out to feel, to intuit, to get in touch with your intuition. Meditation and balancing, trying to maintain a balance. So it might be a little difficult. There might be something here that might actually be causing a challenge to this balance practice of spirituality and practicality. And you might have feelings and ideas and intuitions, and then it's putting those into practice, bringing that into the reality, into the real world. So you might know how you feel. It's just a matter of bringing that into the physical 3D world, communicating that, talking about it, figuring out how we're going to deal with our feelings right now. All right, Sagittarius, this is your past, your present, your inner landscape. What's at issue? Your environment, to-do list, possible outcome. This is fascinating because the first two cards are basically that balance, spirituality, and practicality cards. Oh my gosh, and we have the sun card, which I was just talking about, which is fun. I love that when that happens. And then we have, in your recent past, we have Two of Cups. You've connected very deeply with either someone else or something else. This might have been just a really clear, emotionally clear, deep conversation, but it's our Two of Cups. So we're talking about emotions. And we're talking about a meeting of not minds, but a meeting of hearts. Having had a deep connection with someone, either a really great conversation or maybe even a longer relationship, longer than a conversation, or you've connected very strongly with something really resonates with you. And it's heart of my heart kind of thing. This conversation, this encounter was divinely guided. It may have brought in quite a bit of healing. You may have felt a sense of belonging like you hadn't in a long time. It's a separation card, so it was a moment. It wasn't like it was a moment, or it was a time out of time where the relationship or the connection to this thing felt eternal and outside of practical life, outside of maybe even outside of logic and outside of the work, day-to-day work life. It was a special moment, a special time out from all of that, and a deep connection that may have felt like tapping into some sort of eternal bond relationship outside of sort of the worldly concerns. And then in your current situation, we have Queen of Pentacles. So here's the practical part. She's looking at her money, her career. The queens are very inner focused. They focus on the inner landscape, the universe within. Kings are focused on the universe without. Queens are focused on the universe within. So she's focused on her money, on her growth, on something in her life, the practical, maybe job, or the practical aspects, practical applications in her own life. This money sits in her lap. She's not striving. She's contemplating. She's thinking about it. She's focused on it, on her money, not other people's money, but well, it's all kind of everybody's money, and it kind of flows around. But she's focused on her money. This card has these roses here. The roses are a very spiritual, a symbol of spirituality here. I'm just paying a lot of attention all of a sudden to the different flowers we have here. So the roses here. A very spiritual rose, and the pentacle, let's talk about that. I mean, we have the star representing spirituality, representing that divine connection, and it's held within the material. This whole material world is infused with spirituality, is infused with connection and energy. And so that pentacle is a symbol of that, even though we are talking physicality when we're talking pentacles. We're talking money, jobs, anything manifesting in the physical world. But there is a spiritual connection to it. There is something about energy and flow even in that. So each of these cards so far has a sense of this balancing spirituality and practicality. And the pentacle is the most practical suit of the whole tarot deck. It does talk about, you know, getting down to brass tacks and the physical reality of something. So you're very focused right now, or the Queen of Pentacles can always represent a person. So it could be you, or it could be someone in your environment who's very focused on their money, their job, their next steps of their career, their own abundance, and wanting to bring that, just really focused on that right now. So you may have made a deep connection and then been pulled back into some sort of, you know, more practical thing. Okay, I've actually really got to focus on my work right now. Or you've made a connection and now you're trying to figure out the practical aspects of that, how that can actually come into your life, or how to make it. We have this spiritual connection here in your recent past, and now we have this sort of practical application. How can we bring the spirit of this thing into the physical world? In your hopes, your fears, your inner landscape, we're just going to go ahead. Well, I don't know. This could be hopes. It seems most obvious as hopes, but now I'm suddenly seeing it as a possible fear. We have sun. We have this growth, this obvious. This is the Captain Obvious card. Everything, this clarity. You just really want this clarity, but maybe you don't kind of want the clarity. Because if you're ashamed of anything, or if something seems like it's too much, it's too big, you might actually be kind of hoping for some clouds to come over that sun and not be quite so bright, quite so clear. Because we've got this, you know, I was saying this is the sun card. And emotions are running high. There's like intensity, there's positivity. You're hoping for optimism, for joy, for clarity, for positivity. I love the sunflowers here. Sunflowers being so unbelievably prolific in their seeds, very nutritious seeds. So there's a lot of growth and a lot of abundance in this, in the sun card. So you, like everybody else, is hoping for, we love clarity. Clarity is one of our favorite things as human beings. And then we love this abundance and this growth and this generosity that the sun brings. It may be a little intense. So if this is your hopes and fears, you may be a little bit like, oh, that's too bright. That's too bright. I don't really want everything revealed. I don't want all of my wrinkles in this unflattering light to be revealed. So it could be a little bit of that if you're experiencing some fear about the sun card. In what's at issue here is reverse 8 of Wands. This is going to be lack of communication or miscommunication. So something's at issue here, miscommunication. I remember getting this card and missing my flight and getting stuck in New Orleans for many more days and thousands of dollars out. And So I would pay attention to this. Check your inboxes, double check your messages, where the mail might have slipped off. Make sure you always open your mail and read it. At least then you know what you're ignoring. So miscommunication, missed communication, and miscommunication, unclear communication. Well, this is why you're wanting this, why this is in your hopes. This is the clarity that this lacks, right? There could be communication or there could be no communication, but you'd just like some clarity. What the hell's going on here? What, maybe referring to this, like what happened here? Did you feel that? Was that real? Because it kind of felt a little unreal, a little out of time here. And now we've got some silence or some miscommunication or something's gone wrong with our communication. Maybe slow communication trickling in and that clarity you're craving. Not happening. Where is it? Where did it go? We need that. And then, oh my goodness, we have a little match set here. We've got a salt and pepper shaker, Queen of Pentacles, and in your environment, you have King of Pentacles. So this can be male or female, but this is someone who is in your environment. And right, we were talking about the Queen of Pentacles is, oh, I just looked ahead and now I'm distracted. I'm always like, I should really read ahead. And then I saw this card and I was like, yeah, that would have been nice to know. But then I read ahead and now I'm really distracted. So, okay, so we've got the King and Queen of Pentacles. She's very inwardly focused on her next step. The King of Pentacles, he deals with the outer universe. This could be leadership in business. This could be someone who has a lot of leadership. They're a planner. They believe in slow growth. They've invested in slow growth. We've got in this card grapes. Now his whole like everything is bedecked in grapes here in the grape motif. So the grapes. They take a long time to grow. This is not an annual crop. This is a vine that takes decades to grow and produce very good stuff. So this is a slow growth, decades, lots of planning. This is someone, being a core card is most likely a person in your environment who's gone slowly, step by step, very methodical. They could be quite a routine person. They like their routines. They like the growth that they see when moving step by step, when applying something on a daily basis, when engaging with a project or a goal on a daily basis. So this person would never be part of a get-rich-quick scheme. They wouldn't be they're an investor and they're not short selling or anything like that. They like their bonds. They like the long-term investment. They're really, they build from the foundation up. They don't cut corners. So this is a really solid king. I like this king. They can be really slow moving and a little bit annoying, but also this is the type of person that sets a really nice solid foundation to grow up from. And then in your to-do list, now this is what got me a little distracted. In your to-do list, your place of greatest growth, greatest possibility for growth, what you need to be interacting with, is Four of Cups. So just the gist of this card is an offer and a refusal. We can also add in a repeated offer and an eventual refusal. So if you've been engaged in a pattern that has so far been unsatisfying and you continue to, engage in this pattern, then you will be refusing to continue on with the pattern. You've already been here. You don't want it anymore. This card in this particular deck is possibly one of the most confusing messages because it can go a lot of different ways. Are you the one doing the offering? And understanding that this person has not been satisfied in the past and so will not receive the offering. Are you the one receiving the offering? You've had enough. You don't need any more. So whether or not this new offering is divine, whether or not this new offering is the real one, you don't even care anymore because you're full up. You've had enough. You've had enough of this garbage, enough of this crap. So I'm going to say in your to-do list, this is stopping, not repeating a pattern, right? Like if you've been drinking, you are going to be stopping now. That's where you need to do that. If you've been engaging with, you know, an unhealthy affair, you're going to be stopping. It's no longer worth it to you. You're sick on this. So the 4 is a place, in our Kabbalah tree of life, the 4 is a place of excess. And there's been too much. And in the Cups card, you know, each suit has like, we have these overall gists as we move through the tree of life. And then every so often a suit just kind of deviates from that. Like, well, in this suit, except. So, but this one is like the excess of the excess of the excess, right? So we don't mind some softness, some gentleness coming into the swords, but this is too much. This is an overindulgence. Something has been overindulged in, and it's time to stop. It's time to put a stop to the pattern. So that's your area of greatest growth, something to consider, something to look for an opportunity. When the opportunity arises, look for an opportunity. And when the opportunity arises, don't take it. This offer this offer has been done too many times. So, which is interesting in the rest of this reading, because the rest of this reading is unbelievably positive. So there might be something that's very negative that hasn't really been fulfilling that's going to come in and try to disrupt this positive flow. And your job would be to like, no, this is unfulfilling. This other thing I'm getting all this beautiful energy off of, this is fulfilling. This is what I want. These cups feed me. These cups that I've imbibed in alone and all by myself, I don't want them. They're unhealthy. This isn't good. This isn't working for me. Maybe something did work out in the past, but it doesn't work for you anymore. And then where a possible outcome where we're going, we have 8 of Swords. This is the card of the crappy mantra, the crappy inner monologue. She's not trapped at all. She's only trapped because she wants to be. There is a sense of wanting to be trapped, wanting to be entrapped here. She doesn't see that she's actually free. And this is a choice that she makes because she could actually very easily walk away in a myriad of different ways. She could leave the situation, but she chooses not to because she feels like she can't. A damsel in distress, but not really, just feels like they can't. So this, as a possible outcome, maybe if you continue to repeat this pattern, the more often you repeat the pattern that's unhealthy for you, and you know it's unhealthy for you, the more trapped you feel, the more you feel like you can't escape this. So unless you take some action to refuse to repeat this unhealthy pattern and this unhealthy thing, unless you take action to repeat it, you're going to be trapped. You're not literally trapped. You don't literally have to keep accepting this offer. You need some boundaries, honey. You do not need to continuously accept this offer. But if you do continuously accept this offer, it's like you're just digging a hole deeper. Like you're just going to continue to feel like, I can't do this. I can't make changes in my life. I'm not free. I'm trapped here. I'm trapped. I'm stuck. This does look like addiction. I think these two together could be summarized by the Devil card, some sort of addiction, some feeling stuck. And the more you engage with this, the more you accept this as the status quo is what has to happen. The more you indulge in this relationship or this situation, the more trapped you're going to feel. So you need to break free, if only just to let you remind yourself that you can, that this is a choice that you're making. Here, he's making a choice, refusing to engage. This is a choice. She feels like she doesn't have a choice. So the more you make the choice, the less you feel like you do have a choice, right? Like it is that, like refusing to stop something. If you're going to continue engaging with something, the more you engage with that thing, the more you're going to feel like you have to, and you have no choice. And it's just this feedback loop of you making a decision and then deciding that you didn't have a choice. You had to make that decision and you're not free. So it's almost like a self-entrapment through your own mentality and your own inability to see how free you truly are to make the decisions that you want and that are healthy for you. All right, Sagittarius, that was my messages don't tend to get that It was just different for me. Okay, so I hope that it's helpful, and I'm going to be doing these on a bi-weekly basis from now, so I'll see you in a fortnight, sweethearts.